Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker.News Live. My name's Car with my BFF Keyan.
Wow.
Dude. How's your week?
That was a big one. You must have really relaxed.
I've been holding that in all day.
Rested your lungs.
Do you see all the doves coming down? Did you see that?
There were a bunch of doves.
Did you notice that?
This is a Puff Diddy video.
This is a John Woo. It's produced by John Woo this week.
Oh, are doves his thing?
Doves are his thing. This is our Mission Impossible 2.
I watched Mickey 17 this week. It's awful. It's terrible.
Did I tell you what happened? Oh no, I told Jana and her husband about it. I went to go watch that movie and I fell asleep like halfway through, and I snored through like halfway through.
Way better use of that time.
Well, dude, like some guy was in. There's like me and like one other dude, and like he got so upset. He was like, "You snored through the whole thing." I was just like, "I'm sorry, man. It was just really bad."
That poor guy. But it's really the director's fault.
No, I think I actually haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it again, but I'm gonna watch it again. But I do think it'll be one of those where on second or third viewing it'll get better. I think there was just a lot there that it just on first viewing it's just too much to take in. I think that's what it was. Because in the very first half of the movie is actually really exceptional, and then by the time it gets to the second half, I'm just still trying to like take all in the first half, and then the second half is just too much, and then it just almost like it does this thing where it cares more about the new guy that's the twin or whatever, and it's just like, dude, what is it? And yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I think it was terrible. Like a waste of a good premise that they feature in the trailer, but then they don't really use. And then they have a bunch of they have like an ensemble of other ideas that they don't explore, like half baked. As far as sci-fi is concerned, it's probably one of the worst sci-fi movies I've ever seen. Even though it's it's very pretty and well produced. I agree with all those things. If that's what you go to a movie for, you'll get that in spades. But if you go to a movie for a story, you'll be disappointed. I had to watch Starship Troopers to like cleanse my palate.
You know what it reminds? You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of. Do you ever see Snowpiercer? It kind of reminds me of Snowpiercer when I first saw that movie, where it was kind of the same thing. It was like kind of like, this is kind of dumb. Like I remember when I saw Snowpiercer the first time, I didn't really appreciate it. And then it wasn't until like the second or third time where I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
I appreciated Snowpiercer right away, and it like stuck to its premise, and I went hard on its premise. But with this movie, it didn't. With this movie, the premise was it was all about aesthetics. The entire even the story was about aesthetics. It didn't really have much of a story. So that's how I feel about it. But the acting was good. All of the things that I don't care about were great.
Well, this is why we watch movies again, Coob. So we can be entertained a second time. And
I don't watch them again, though.
Yeah, you don't. You're like one of the few people I know that doesn't watch movies again.
I did watch Starship Troopers again, which I've maybe seen it, but last time I saw it was years ago.
You don't appreciate Children of Men, which is.
I do appreciate Children of Men, but it's not my.
You said that you've never saw it more than once, though.
Yeah.
It can be.
I don't watch it every day.
I just wanted to say one of the few movies I do want to watch again soon, and I have seen multiple times. Her.
Wow.
And it's like real life now.
Oh, okay.
That's all I want to say.
Do you think there are men that are falling in love with AI women?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's very common yet because they're not very good.
It doesn't have to be common to be true.
Yeah, it's definitely maybe informative. I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's a great movie. It's a beautiful movie.
It does look aesthetically very nice, is my memory of it.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it at the time.
Car, do you like that one?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. I appreciate it. I love anything that guy does, though. What's his name?
Spike Jonze.
Joaquin is in it.
Spike Jonze. Yeah, I love anything that he does.
ScarJo is in it. Well, not really, just her voice, but she's the her.
Her sultry voice.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
I love how Jana will come in and stop us from arguing. Even though we weren't arguing, we were just disagreeing.
We were arguing. I was just winning.
No,
so you don't
good people can disagree. I think that's another thing I've noticed in the Bitcoin space, where people will disagree, and they'll be like, "Oh, f that person," or "f this." You know, I'm just like, dude, like good people can disagree. Like, when did that become a thing where like one person has to be bad, and the other person has to be bad? It's like, no, dude, you can have like good people disagree. I think that's a part of like.
It just gets really heated when it's about consensus.
Oh,
you're
really?
changing people's money. Yeah. When you're talking about money, things that Bitcoiners view as like sacred, you know?
I think once you start attacking people's personalities and who they are, I think that's when it gets like you lost the argument at that point. Personally,
for sure. I think it's in all situations.
They're like his yellow hat. That's why he.
It does. It does warp my brain. It takes all my brain
kidding.
cells to keep it.
But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna watch Mickey 17 again at some point, and I'll let the stackers know if I disagree.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love
I
it.
disagree or agree.
You'll love it because you like the things that I don't like about movies.
No, because the guy
You like Wes Anderson movies.
I do like Wes Anderson. I no, because like, you know why I want to watch it? I want to watch it for the guy that I slept through the movie. Because that guy somewhere
him out on a date.
He's out there and he's like this guy slept through, and he was he really wanted to watch that movie, and he probably is like upset.
Why didn't he wake you up?
I know, right? I probably scare him. Look at me. I'm a scary dude.
You're not that scary. But if he came up to you afterward, why not just?
Well, no, he was walking out, and I was just barely waking up once it hit the credits. So he was probably just like, kind of scared. Anyways, if you ever seen This Crazy Show, we talk about movies, but we talk about the front page of Bitcoin, Stacker.News.
It's not our tagline.
Where we it's what?
It's not our tagline really, but it's your tagline.
It's my tagline for the show. We talk about the front page of Bitcoin, Stacker.News, where you, the stackers or the future stackers of the world, can post stuff and earn sats and check out all the stuff that's happening in Bitcoin and the greater tech world. And this week, it's a bunch of tariff talk, and looks like there's a bunch of Nostr wallet talk, and looks like U.S. talk. It's very political, as they say.
Wow, as they say
countries.
in Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about it all. And before we do that, we're going to go to... excuse me. Excuse me again. We're going to go to YouTube. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's streaming everywhere.
Oh, I didn't put our streaming banner.
If you go here to Stacker.News on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and you can be watching the show live. There's 2 people watching right now. One of them's Vake to make sure I'm in my lane, and the other one's probably Pleb Poet's here. The other one's probably my sister, and you could be watching.
Hi, Katie. What if Katie is Vake?
No, Katie's not Vake. I met Vake in real life.
Oh.
And then there's Pleb Poet, so she's not one of them watching. But you can also go to Fountain, and you can also
give us money.
Give us sats, or just subscribe. Or you can also go to Spotify. There's Sapstream, Stacker.News. There's all these things. Hit the subscribe button. Hit a like, and then Wumble, he makes clips. Watch the clips. This week, none of our clips did well, so I guess
we're getting deboosted by the algo, probably.
Do better, Wumble.
They're doing what they did to us with the Google groups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah.
With the
I
mailing
just
list.
think last week we just didn't have any good stuff to talk about.
Oh, no.
All right. It doesn't matter. We don't do it for the views, bro. We do it for the stackers. This week, the number 5 top story is "Don't blow this opportunity." This is from Siggy47, April 7th, Bitcoin territory. Wow, Siggy has a hat, a horsey, and a shooter. 31 comments, 1,900 sats. Keyan, what is Siggy talking about this week?
Yeah, I think this was the day that we had a pretty big price dip, and I think Siggy is communicating to Bitcoiners of the future who are maybe presently not that interested in Bitcoin that they should maybe be buying Bitcoin because he didn't, and he regrets it. So not regrets it, but maybe he wishes he had bought earlier when he was being told to buy it, and had the impulse to buy it, but didn't pull the trigger. So, yeah,
It's like an early Stacker.News post. Like it kind of reminds me of like back in the day.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I think for Bitcoiners who have been in Bitcoin a long time, they kind of get tired of this stuff and they don't hear it repeated, or they don't repeat it and they don't repeat it very often. But I think I think the Bitcoiners who have been in Bitcoin a really long time, they say these things every cycle because they know people need to hear them. So,
Yeah.
that's not the face you made. You didn't make a yeah face. You made a eh.
I feel like we get one of these every year around this time. I don't know. I hate to be that guy, but I'll be that guy. It's per the course, It's we're at a time when
Shakes out the right people.
no, I wouldn't say that. It's just we're right before the Bitcoin conference. It's coming up here in May.
Price dips historically.
We're just finishing the first quarter of the year. It's a slow time at Bitcoin just in general. Price will start running up once we get closer to the conference. It'll crash back down once we get to summer. It'll rise back up after summer. I just feel like it's all just the same. It just feels very. Just all feels the same. Does that make sense? Probably not.
Yeah.
It just all feels It just all feels like seasonal. If that makes any sense, like it all feels seasonal. And honestly, like 84K, Keyan, is not anything to sneeze about. Look at that, like 84K. That's nothing to sneeze about.
Yeah, I think this was a pretty big dip after the tariff stuff and all the markets went crazy, and
84K though, that's not a dip, man. I remember when.
Yeah, this time last year it was what? Oh, we had $20,000 Bitcoin, something like that.
No,
that was like 40.
It was like 34K, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah, I think it was like 34K
remember.
or something. And then the year before that was like maybe the same price, or 37K or something, or 27K or something like that. Yeah, to me it doesn't seem like I don't know. Once we hit 100K, I feel like, to me, if it never moves from 100K, I'm okay with that. I don't know. That's my mindset these days. I feel like 100K Bitcoin is like the perfect stable coin.
Yeah, but that would probably mean that adoption hasn't increased.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with
100K Bitcoin.
No more Bitcoiners never being able to use Bitcoin to buy stuff.
I'm just fine. I don't know. How do you feel?
It would also mean that actually it's losing adoption, because if it's not going up in fiat terms, that means that it isn't even keeping up with inflation. But I don't really. I think this is a good reminder for maybe people who are just getting into Bitcoin, and they kind of can benefit from the wisdom of Siggy having this experience. But yeah, I don't have another message for people. I don't tell people to buy Bitcoin.
I would say earn it.
Earning it's hard. No one really spends their Bitcoin or pays in Bitcoin.
I don't know. Stacker.News does.
We do, but we don't pay. We're not going to. For someone who maybe, I don't know, wants a lot of it.
Learn how to code. Contribute.
Yeah, there are some Bitcoin bounties.
Lightning bounties. Ellen bounties.
Lightning bounties.
Right here, just go to Ellen bounties. Straight chill. Ellen bounties. I got this right. Ellen bounties.
.org.com.
I think it's .com. Let's go with .com. No, it's not. Dang it. Hang on, let's see. I should know this. Ellen bounties.
Bounties.
Oh, you know what?
Maybe they call it lightning bounties.
It's, you know what? Let me just go to go here. It should be under here. Recent.
It was a while.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, okay.
Lightningbounties.com. Yeah, just go here. Get started. Start earning Bitcoin. There you go. 15K, 5K, 2K. Oh, there you go. Start earning sats. That easy. Just like that.
Wow. So if you know how to code, you can make some money that way.
Yeah, they even have a whole presentation on how to do it. There you go. Anyways, never been easier. What was I going to say? There you go. So don't blow this opportunity.
Well, that wasn't your message, but that's what Siggy's message was.
Don't blow this opportunity.
Well, I think you might agree with Darthcoin.
What did Darthcoin say?
It says, don't buy Bitcoin because it gets a price dip. Buy Bitcoin because fuck banks. That's what Darthcoin says.
I mean, we all want that, but I would say don't blow this opportunity. Go earn it. I like this one, TCA, but how about dollar? I wouldn't say dollar cost average. What about earn average?
What do you think that link goes to?
Which one?
It talks about
It talks about TCA.
like fiat assets. Yeah, the strategy, why the strategy is a thing.
I like that.
So that you don't get exposed to the volatility.
Yeah.
That was my knee.
Okay. I feel like we covered this. Let's go to the next one. The next one is number 4. Top story this week is Electrum integrates Nostr Wallet Connect. This is from Saunter, Bitcoin Territory, April 10th. 11 comments, 10K boost, 12,800 sats. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, Electrum, maybe one of the most, certainly one of the earliest, and I think probably one of the most popular Bitcoin wallets, which also has a Lightning node in it. They added a plugin for NWC, which means you can use an Electrum client that you're running yourself as a source of funds on a variety of apps that support NWC, like all of the apps that they list in this issue. In addition to Stacker.News, we support NWC. But yeah, pretty awesome. I mean, for a long time, I didn't even realize Electrum had a Lightning implementation in it, but it does, because it just doesn't have a company behind it or no one to really talk about it or promote it. And they don't really produce any content, but they have a working Lightning implementation in Electrum. And now you can use it to pay for things through a variety of Lightning apps and other interfaces that use NWC.
Yeah, Darkcoin says they implement NWC but not Taproot.
Yeah, apparently there's been a bounty for Taproot since Taproot, probably before Taproot got merged.
EK says for some reason all payments from Stacker.News to
This
your
is
node
meta.
fail.
This is about Saunter's Lightning address. It has nothing to do with the post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did he bring it up though?
Why did I bring it up?
Why did EK bring it up?
Because he was trying to get Saunter's attention because there's like a bug with his Lightning address.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, pretty cool to see. I mean, because Electrum has been around since 2011, so it's cool to see them, keeping up to date with stuff.
Looks like there's a bounty for 4K.
Yep.
Do you plan to support creation of wallets with Taproot addresses? Somber says yes. Naturally, we plan to add Taproot support.
That was in 2001.
Okay. Then it looks like. Is that Palov?
And that's I think he's the CTO of Trezor now, founder and CTO of Trezor.
I feel like I've talked to him before. He said last month, he said there's a bounty around 4K. above in the comments and attracted nobody. Whoa. Yeah, I saw that, which is why I suggested a crowdfunding website to raise money. It's, of course, easier to not to do anything or use some other software. Oh, well. Sloppy intern writing blog posts. Yeah, so it looks like there's a 4K bounty if anybody wants to do that. And I feel like we should send that to Allen Bounties. It's a good one. Pretty cool. There you go.
Yeah.
More ways to make money.
Yeah, you can implement Taproot and Electrum, which people have been waiting
Get
for 4
4K
years.
4K sats. Just like that.
Just think a lot of people aren't using Electrum anymore. I think they're using...
By the end of the year, that'll be, what, probably like 8K worth of sats in USD.
What, you going to start a price prediction podcast
No,
now?
I'm just saying, like, you know, people are like, oh,
Start selling your charts?
can't buy sats. There you go. Go run that through, I don't know, go vibe code that.
Panini.
Take it to the bank.
What are you eating over there, EK?
He's
that
eating
tuna?
a panini.
Oh,
I just printed off this zine while we're live.
Wow, that's how... That's cool.
onward, fellow
That
plebs.
looks nice.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Is that 3?
Yeah.
She's on a row.
3rd issue.
Third issue, just
I
like
think
that.
this is my favorite one so far.
And can you believe it? We're on the 3rd top story. An overwhelmingly negative and demoralizing force. Books and article territory from Elvis Mercury, April 9th. 29 comments, 2,582 cents. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, this blog post was written by someone who is in the gaming industry or close to people in the gaming industry. They do an interview with a variety of people who work in the gaming industry, specifically a lot of art designers for video games, and basically just describes their point of view on AI and how they feel it's affecting their industry.
In the video game industry?
Yep. They're seeing a lot of management use AI to generate concepts and avoid a lot of the creative process that would normally be present. And they're seeing layoffs of a variety of people in their industries. You know, it's just kind of general black pill about AI and what it's done to some of these creatives in this specific field and probably many fields. And a lot of them feel forced to use AI. Their bosses are kind of, ramming it down their throats. So there was that Shopify
Post this week.
Yeah, that Shopify leak memo where they're like, everyone, AI should be whatever, or we should all be using AI. It's table stakes now. It seems to be just commonplace.
It's like the free bread they
workplace.
give you at Texas Roadhouse. It's like, eat it. It's like,
Yeah.
no. It's like, no, bro.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
like-
want your free bread or your butter. Take that away.
Yeah, give me more steak. Yeah, but they fire you at Shopify if you don't eat the bread. That's kind of basically.
It's like, how dare you try to feed me?
Yeah. So I think it's like 4 or 5 summaries of conversations they had with people in the industry who either got laid off or
Because they refused
saw
the
people
bread.
got laid off. It's not that they refused to, it's just that their work changed a lot and they didn't need as many people to do some of the things that the management is doing with AI. Yeah, and they got let go. But Elvis Mercury mostly uses this post to start a discussion about what AI portends, what we can expect from AI and what it will do to us, and once it's fully arrived and has done this to all of us, when we are all effectively game designers, game artists, and AI is doing our job for us. How do we deal with that? And a conversation ensues.
He said a few months later, things started to change. Mitch says the first signs of a deepening reliance on AI came when the company CEO was found to be rewriting parts of their app so that it would be easier for AI models to understand and help with it. Then Mitch says, I had a meeting with the CEO where he told me he noticed I wasn't using the ChatGPT account the company had given me. I wasn't really aware the company was tracking that. Anywho, he told me that I would need to start using ChatGPT to speed up my development process. Furthermore, he said I should start using Claude, another AI tool, to just wholesale create new features for the app. He walked me through setting up the accounts and had me write one with Claude while I was on a call with him. I'm still not entirely sure why he had me do that, but I think it may have been him trying to convince himself that would work. One thing to note is that just the thought of using AI to generate code was so demotivating that I think it would counteract any of the speed gains that the tool would provide. And on top of that, would produce worse code than I did understand. And that's not even mentioning the ethical concerns of a tool built on plagiarism. Is it plagiarism, Coop?
Is what plagiarism?
What he just described, using the ChatGPT to modify or to create incredibly boring features with already existing code, with an already existing code base, or with using an already existing code base that ChatGPT has on hand, either by using your code base or other people's code base that it has in its database. I think that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, and again, there's a lot of I think relatively shallow things to say about AI that this post does, but Elvis is primarily using it to discuss, I would say, more abstract things, and not these particular issues that are kind of the first ideas and complaints people have about AI. And so that's the main content of the post that was the top story this week, and this blog was mostly a springboard for that.
So, but what do you say though?
Say about what?
About do you think it's plagiarism?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't thought about it much. I actually think it's fairly uninteresting. It doesn't matter if it's plagiarism; it'll happen. I don't think there's anything they can do about it. I don't think you're going to take OpenAI to court, and you might get some kind of settlement, but I don't think it's going to stop. People are going to continue to train AI on everything. That every token they can get their hand on, they're going to train AI on. I just don't think it matters.
They said, yeah, it's crazy that the gaming industry is fighting back on this. Do you think there's other parts of the industry that's fighting back on this? Obviously, the music industry is fighting back, because I see that. But do you think the gaming industry? Are you surprised to see the gaming industry fighting back on it? I don't see too much of the tech industry fighting back on it at all. Keel,
Have I seen what?
have you seen anybody in the tech industry pushing back on the whole AI code and AI taking over jobs and stuff like that? I don't see that in the tech industry at all. Like, you can't go to Mashable or The Verge and see any oh, AI is coming for our jobs type of post.
Yeah, I don't think it's fully replaced programmers yet.
If anything, they're here for it.
But it has replaced. I mean, Austin and I had a conversation about this last week about where it's at with respect to programming. Austin seems more on the side that it's already here, and it probably is replacing junior developers. But junior developers are not going to complain online.
Can't tell them that. It goes against my brand.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, maybe you could start teaching senior developers.
No, I'll still teach the beginners.
Yeah. So I guess it's just now it's coming for the gaming industry, it sounds like.
Primarily the arts. Yeah, primarily the arts, at least the
makes sense.
the paid arts, the career arts.
Yeah, it usually comes for music first, and then once it takes over music, and then it comes for
What's it?
Then it comes through
The
like the arts.
the technology.
Arts. Yeah, the type of technology. Then it comes from the arts. Could be cool. We'll see. The number 2 top story this week is Phoenix Wallet available again in the U.S. From Scoresby, 26 comments, 4,696 sats in Lightning territory. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, so there was some kind of press release from the White House saying that I think they shut down crypto task enforcement in the Department of Justice, something like that. And, with some very choice language about the laws being interpreted as written now and not needing this crypto task force anymore. And that prompted Async to return, and now they're back. It's their legal point of view, maybe, that they can operate legally in the United States now. And so they are. When before they had left, I think it was maybe a year or two ago, probably like 18 months ago. So maybe about a year. I don't actually recall exactly. But that's when they left the United States over fear that self-custodial services would be prosecuted as money transmitters. And now I think the current administration, at least, does not feel that self-custodial software providers are money transmitters.
Wait, what?
What? You want me to repeat everything I said? Or? I don't know.
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear this week. What happened? So, recent announcements from the U.S. authorities cast a doubt on whether self-custodial wallet providers, Lightning service providers, or even Lightning nodes could be considered money service businesses and be regulated as such. Where's that order? Did somebody link to it in the post?
That was an order he put out like on his first day. That one but the other thing was earlier in the week. If you go to the top stories, it's probably in there somewhere. But
let me see. Whoa, what is that?
yeah, this was shortly after he was inaugurated.
How do we close this? How do we close out of this? Donald J. Trump. All right, there we go. So, it's relatively short. By the authority vested in me, purpose and policies, the digital asset industry plays a crucial role. Innovation, protect and promote the ability of individual citizens, promoting and protecting the sovereignty of the United States dollar, including through actions protecting and promoting fair, providing regulatory clarity and certainty built on the technology, frameworks, decision-making, and digital assets, taking measures to protect Americans from the risk of stability, individuals. For the purpose of this order, the term digital asset refers to any digital representation of value that's recorded on a distributed ledger, including cryptocurrencies such as tokens, stablecoins. The term blockchains means any technology where data is shared across the network to create a public ledger, linked any using cryptography to maintain integrity of the public ledger. The other functions distributed among network participants. Fashion currently updated, composed of source code solely available. This order to the Treasury is directed to immediately revoke the department. All policy directives, guidance issued pursuant to Executive Order 14067 shall take appropriate measures to ensure compliance with policies. Shall be shared. Appropriate, consistent, and applicable law determined by the heads of Executive Treasury Department. Orders shall submit. Yeah, this isn't saying anything about that.
Yeah, that's because this isn't the post this is what they're talking about, as I was saying when you were looking for this. When you were looking for this, I was like, that's a shortly after inauguration thing, and they're responding to another thing that happened this week. But
yeah, where's the one from this week?
That's what I said. Look in the top stories. It's probably somewhere in there over the last few days. Maybe in politics and law.
Politics Drugs and law.
Yeah, here we go.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Just sword scraps. Crypto units Trump. Since this one? No, not that one.
That's it. This is, basically the day after this or the same day. That's when Async came back.
North Korean Foreign Trade Bank represented charge of crypto laundering. 2 federal indictments were unsealed today in district attorney. Charges announced today to respond to innovative attempts by North Korean operatives to evade, exploit technology features, virtual assets, facilitate payments, profits, targeting virtual currency companies for theft. According to court policy documents, conspiracy and OTC. The first indictment involves a conspiracy between SIM to launder stolen funds of virtual currency. Today's indictments reveal North Korea's continued use of various means, U.S. sanctions. According to court documents, engaged in methods exploiting laundered crypto. FBI will continue to relentlessly pursue them. And
Everything that
justice.
Every random article he clicks on.
According to court documents, the Reconnaissance General Bureau.
I don't know why.
I don't see it. I don't see the part where they talk
You
about
clicked out. The article was describing it. You just clicked a random link in it, and then you started reading it. This one. So this one discusses it, and you have to click on the right one. There's probably a link in the press release from the Department of Justice in it.
Bitcoin's gonna win.
There's a link to the full memo. No, not that one. The other one.
Let me see.
It's right. It was right. See that third paragraph
Third paragraph.
after fortune in italics. It says link with blue
this one here.
text.
Oh, here we go. We got to it. Digital assets industry is critical to nations. Thus, the Department of Justice is not a digital assets regulator. Oh, okay. However, the private administration used the Justice Department to pursue reckless. Oh, love that. Did you see that? Department of Justice is not a digital assets regulator. However, the prior administration used the Justice Department to pursue a reckless strategy of regulation by prosecution, which was ill-conceived and poorly executed. Oh my God. Can somebody frame that? Look at that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The Justice Department would no longer pursue litigation or enforcement actions that have the effect of superimposing regulatory frameworks on digital assets, while President Trump's actual regulators do this work outside the punitive criminal justice framework, rather consistent with President Trump's directives and the Justice Department's priorities. Department's investigations and the prosecutions involving digital assets shall focus on prosecuting individuals who victimize digital assets, investors, or those who use digital assets in furtherance of criminal offenses such as terrorism, narcotics, and human trafficking, organized crime, hacking, and cartel and gang financing. There you go. I mean, I guess theoretically, I don't want to say theoretically. I guess in hindsight, you could say that Phoenix will still have to run some sort of, maybe not light KYC, but they will have to run some sort of maybe some sort of amboss type of surveillance of some site to make sure there's none of this going on. You think that's safe to say?
No, I don't think there's. I mean, I think maybe in the future, I think that you get another administration in here, but this language is pretty clear that, in addition to other things they've said, that self-custodial services will not be punished under this administration.
Well, then how do they maintain this? Because it says right here, rather consistent with Trump's directives, the Department's investigations, prosecutions involve digital assets shall focus on prosecuting individuals who victimize digital asset investors or those whose digital assets furthers criminal investments. So how do they prevent this then?
It's kind of like we will enforce criminal offenses where people shoot people. They're not going to put gun makers in jail for that. That's basically what that's saying. If people who shoot people, you're going to jail. They're not. If that's what they say, they're not saying that we are going to put gun makers.
No, that language. That language feels kind of. I'm not a lawyer, but that language feels kind of like. It feels very like could be interpreted. All over the place.
I mean, of course, if they want to go after someone, they can.
They can use that language to go after.
Yeah,
them.
I don't. But I don't think this isn't a law. This is a memo. So they'll be.
I mean, let's just say hypothetically, Walter Satoshi comes back now, right? Hypothetically, Walter Satoshi comes back tomorrow. Somebody can run a North Korea wallet or whatever. Then all of a sudden, they could use this language to go after Walter Satoshi, right?
No, this language, they would go after Walter Satoshi for money transmitter laws. That's what they would, because those are the laws this doesn't change money transmitter laws. Because money transmitter laws pertain to custodial services, or that was the understanding before, and that's what this administration seems to be kind of going back to, is that money transmitters require custody, and Phoenix is not custodial, so they are not subject to those.
Okay, wait. Just one more question. Bear with me, because this is for the stackers, not really for me, but kind of for me. All right. So explain to me the difference between those two real quick.
Difference between a non-custodial and a custodial
No,
wallet?
not that. Between why Walter Satoshi would have to, if Walter Satoshi came back tomorrow, would have to get a money transmitter license
in 50 states.
Yeah.
If they want to have customers there.
Yeah. And not Phoenix.
And a money service business at the federal
And
level.
not Phoenix, even though they have like a centralized node that uses.
They're not custodial.
Well, yeah, they're not custodial.
They don't have control of people's money.
But they use a licensed lightning service provider.
Yeah, but they do not have, that lightning service provider does not give them control of people's money. They are not in possession of people's money and to give it to other people on behalf of the person. That is money transmission. That is not.
It's like having an ATM, basically, is what you're saying. Hey, John, welcome back, dude. Doing good, man. We need to catch up. Yeah. Probably not. No. But yeah, I'll check back with you next week. Yeah. Just John from all over the place. What was I going to say? Yeah. So, explain to me that. So would it be more like, because it would basically just be like an ATM that you're going to get.
The main thing is Phoenix never has custody of people's money. Wallet of Satoshi, that's primarily what it does, is it has custody of people's money. That is the difference. So the laws up until this point, Async and Phoenix were interpreting the laws such that not having custody didn't make them subject to money transmitter laws, so they felt comfortable in the United States. Then that changed with the prosecution of Samurai Wallet, where some of the language in the indictment was such that even people who don't take custody can be money transmitters. And now this administration is signaling that they will not be writing laws through the Justice Department. They will not be trying to change the laws with prosecution of someone like Samurai Wallet.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, so you're saying that the reason they left in the first place was because this Justice Department, the United States Department of Justice, was working outside of their jurisdiction of a sort to go after these different wallet providers or these different coordinators of a sort that were facilitating payments that could be perceived as, terroristic or narcotic or whatever they wanted to do to say that, hey, there's some sort of transaction or some sort of like nefarious activity going on here, when in reality there probably wasn't, just so they can say, hey, we got you, man. And not speaking for Phoenix, but saying they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna exit stage left because we don't want to chance ourselves. But now that now that Trump has signed this thing saying, hey, yeah, there was some sort of craziness going on. We're coming back. Is that right or no? Did I explain that right?
I didn't follow it exactly. He said there were a few different things in there, but yes, it seems like the United States' legal posture towards non-custodial service providers has changed, and Phoenix came back. We won't see Waldo Satoshi come back. It's still, even under the most generous interpretation of the current laws, Wallet of Satoshi is illegal. It is explicitly forbidden in most states, and they would also need federal licenses that I believe they do not have. So, yeah. I'm also not a lawyer, but that is my understanding, having talked to lawyers about these things.
Cool. Well, thanks for explaining that. That was
Anytime.
fun.
Well,
no, it wasn't fun.
Well,
I enjoy this stuff because it's like, it's probably like super simple for normal people, but for people like me that don't really pay attention to this stuff, and that's not in the weeds about the stuff every day, that haven't spent the past year and a half working on this stuff, it's good to get clarity around it again for the 100th time. So thanks for explaining it, Coob.
Well, it's cool. Phoenix is back. I'm happy Phoenix is back, and that is good news because they have probably the best non-custodial Lightning wallet on the market. And if you're not going to run a node, it's probably the best thing you can do right now. Aside from maybe using Aqua or one of these, not really, not exactly a Lightning wallets.
Yeah, this was just like 4 days ago.
Do you think Phoenix is profitable?
Oh, hang on. Let me turn that on. Go for it. Ask that question again.
Do you think Phoenix is profitable?
I would guess not, but I would guess they have a great treasury strategy, and they do make pretty good fees.
Okay.
Like basically I think at minimum, every transaction they make 1% of all the money that goes. So it's, if they can get a market size, the size of something like Visa, who charges, on the order of 1%, they could probably be a pretty profitable business because they don't have to do as much work as Visa does, really.
It's a very political week this week on Stacker.News.
It was just one post about Phoenix, and then you started going to a bunch of government websites.
But what's the less work they have to do? Like regulatory filing?
Yeah, they have to do a lot less regulatory work. They don't have to. Merchant onboarding is not really something they have to do one by one, sort of like Visa did. Visa. It took Visa a long time to grow, but their growth will happen as a result of Bitcoin adoption growing and merchants wanting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it should happen somewhat naturally for them.
I don't know. I feel like they're
not proprietary.
I feel like they're
their technology isn't proprietary, so they benefit from that.
I feel like Phoenix is just
definitely
far superior. I don't know.
It is good. It's definitely good. I wonder if they make their map according to because how you're drawing the example of Visa. I wonder if that's how they understand their trajectory, kind of.
I don't know. I read a really interesting story about how Visa grew.
Yeah.
There's a great book about I have to look for it, but there's a Visa book.
I've heard the only other person I've heard talk about it is a Bitcoin person, Ben.
Yeah, they grew. I think they first targeted Fresno, California, and I think what they did was they sent I think every resident in Fresno, California, a Visa card with $1,000 of credit on it. And then and then people went to go spend it at stores, and then the merchants called Visa trying to allow them to pay.
Yeah.
So that was kind of their growth hack.
Yeah.
And then they did that over and over and over again.
There's
in
another
several
dove.
cities.
Hey, you can't make this stuff up. Everything's full circle on Stacker.News Live.
Wow.
We're gonna jump into the number one top story.
Are we on number one already?
Yeah, we're on number one.
Oh,
Number
I feel
one
like we
top
only did
story.
3 stories so far.
Number one top story brought to you by your president, Keyan. The Pleb Economist, number 6, analysis of Trump's reciprocal tariff calculations. This is from Simple Stacker. Just a Simple Stacker. He has a horsey. He has a cowboy hat. April 7th. Econ territory. 16 comments. 7,387 sats. Keyan. What's this?
Yeah, so Simple Stacker is a professor of economics, and they analyzed Trump's tariff calculations for us, and explained them to us in layman terms, and had some critiques of it, and shared the assumptions of such equations, and basically thinks it's probably a flawed method as the summary, as a TLDR.
Later, Oliver.
See it.
Bye.
But the way Trump frames tariffs is that China has a 10% tariff on us. He calls them like balancing tariffs or reciprocal tariff, as if China has a 10% tariff on us, we're going to put a 10% tariff on China. But it isn't that. They didn't do that. What they did was they took the trade imbalance that we have with China and then made it so, crafted a calculation such that our tariff on China goods will theoretically balance out our trade with them over time. And that's why we ended up putting, I think it was 84%, or I don't know what the initial tariff was on Chinese goods, but it was pretty high. And I think, and a lot of other countries that don't even have that high of tariffs with us, we put high tariffs on their goods because our trade imbalance with them is very high. But he basically shares the formula that they use to calculate these numbers, and and it's a bit, I think it's Trump misrepresented, I think, what he did. It's, sort of misstating it because it seems better. It seems less retaliatory, grossly retaliatory.
Yeah, so he says here at the bottom, TLDR, Trump's tariff policy is motivated by a desire to balance out bilateral trade flows. It operates on the IMO faulty assumption that trade flows shouldn't balance out over time in the absence of any trade restrictions. Thus, any imbalances are a sign of unfair trade policies. Moreover, it's not actually a reciprocal trade policy. It uses a faulty model to try and set the tariff to the rate needed to balance out bilateral trade flows. He says, in my opinion, this is a pretty bad sign of incompetence from the Trump administration. He said, I called out our health officials' incompetence with regard to COVID policy back during the Biden administration. I'm not afraid to call out our trade officials' competence during the Trump administration. It seemed like there's plenty of competence to go around. I think this is, I was saying this before the show, but I feel like this is kind of what Trump does, because he does the whole art of the deal. Did you ever see the art of the deal?
Yeah.
He moves the Overton window. So he does this thing where he overcompensates. He comes in really strong, and he does this thing where he like if he was I was telling Ted earlier, but like if I was trying to sell Ted, or if Ted was trying to sell this Logitech camera to me, this camera that we're using here, he would say, I want to sell this camera here, Car, and or I want to buy this camera from you, and how much did you buy it for? And I was like, I bought it for like $125. You should sell it to me for $5. And we're like, no, Ted, I'm not going to sell it to you for $5. I want to sell it to you for $90. Like, no, you have like 5 of these, and you can sell it for $5. And how dare you try to sell it for $90? I'm the one who told you about it. And you just try to build as much leverage as you can. And you're trying to shift the dynamics of the conversation to build up enough leverage to where you have this kind of galvanizing force that then forces me to rethink of my first assumptions of why this thing I should even be selling it for that much. And that's just kind of what just Trump does just in general. And I think he's kind of doing this here where he'll move this kind of framing to a different kind of location, when in reality he's just trying to get the best deal possible. And I think when you look at this, he does this time and time again. And I think just the media in general has not picked up on this. And I think when you just kind of look at it, he's not after. I think Simple Stacker's right. I think he's entirely right about this. And I think there's something about what he's showing here. And I'm not a finance guy. I don't know nothing about tariffs. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying that when you look at Trump and his character and who he is, he does this constantly. He will overcompensate and like really hammer home about like trying to get the best deal as possible for everything, literally everything. He will always overcompensate on one side, and behind the scenes he will be trying to either, you know, I don't know. I just feel like whenever I'm in negotiations with a deal, and I've had to deal with people similar to this, behind the scenes they're always more nicer, or they don't appear like they appear in front of everybody because they're trying to save face, right? And then in reality, if you hold your ground, if you don't budge, they tend to if you don't push back, or if you don't try to demoralize them in public and you just save face and you act appropriate, then at some point they just match where you're trying to get them to. And I think that's what China's doing. I think that's why they're not pushing back. They're not budging.
Wait, China's not pushing back?
Yeah.
Well, they are though.
Oh, they are pushing back?
Yeah, they raised the tariff on U.S. goods.
Oh, okay.
And they raised it really high, and then Trump raised our tariffs on China even higher, and then paused his tariffs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought for some reason they had actually said there was going to be like a 90-day hold on everything.
90-day hold on all tariffs except tariffs on China.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then shit.
Can't make this stuff up.
You can't.
It's all full circle there.
Yeah, where's the
Apparently.
jobs at?
Did that happen like today, or did
from
that
China.
happen like last week? Oh, wow.
That was like yesterday, I think.
Yesterday? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. Anyways, yeah, I'd be really shocked to see like him make a mistake here. I just don't see Trump's ego is just too big. I don't see him trying to like tank the economy. I just don't see that happening.
I don't think he'll try to, but if he's, I mean, it's a lot. These are big. These are one of the few things that he's messed with that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so, in a lot of ways, he can be incompetent and it doesn't show up. But if he's being incompetent here, it'll really screw things up fast. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm not super confident, and never really been confident, and I don't think anyone can make decisions at this level well. So I suspect it'll
I think it'll be
end
fine.
poorly. Okay.
I think it'll be fine.
Do you think there's a positive impact to the overconsumption that Americans are used to?
Totally.
Oh, you mean our goods becoming more expensive so we consume less?
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah. In some ways, I'm sure it's good.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, it's bad when, like your diapers are more expensive and your baby, you can't afford baby formula. And
Right. That's why I choose the word overconsumption, just like the unnecessary stuff.
yeah,
I mean,
the trade-offs.
maybe it'll just force us to make more stuff here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already kind of doing that. Look at you. You're making zines here. You could export that out to China, but you're not.
I mean, they probably made they made the printer and got the ink from them. Probably.
Hey, we might have to make our own printers now. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. Like, this is probably where it's headed.
I think so too. If this keeps up, if he keeps the tariffs and we just go through all the pain of dealing with them and things getting
It'll
expensive,
force us to make our own things.
we will start making more stuff here. But
It's not a bad thing.
It's
that'll take a long time.
It's in motion.
It's not.
Yeah.
We're not going to start making printers here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe
Gonna feel the pain.
Maybe we just won't use printers. Maybe we'll just more start using.
Bernie Sanders is doing a demonstration of some kind.
Who's Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, like this weekend.
Who's Bernie Sanders?
He ran for president a long time ago.
The old man with the
The
coat?
old man.
The old man with the coat.
I just wonder. Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna be. What he's gonna be saying. I'm not paying attention to him. But.
Yeah, we're live. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah. Everybody's here today.
What do you think? What do you think Bernie Sanders would say about tariffs?
I think he doesn't like anything that Trump does. So
Right.
I think
It's just an
mostly a
anti-Trump
political hack.
rally. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Who's upset at Trump? Come vote for me.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
He's too old.
He is really old. But he's pretty lucid.
There you go. We're talking about Trump. This is Keon's favorite subject.
Can't make this stuff up.
Can't make this stuff up. I love it. That should have been the title for the show. All right. That's all the Trump talk today. This is what happens when the Stackers want to talk about Trump.
Well, they were talking about tariffs, like economic things. We're talking about perceptions of a man we don't know.
I feel like it could be worse off, dude. We could be living in Biden's America right now. It could be communist China. So
Yeah.
we're not living in communist China anymore. So it's better than that, dude. Could be communist China.
Hey,
right
I'm
now.
thankful.
I'm very thankful. Could be communist China right now. Last year was rough. I don't know how it was for y'all, but
Didn't feel like communist China to me.
felt like communist China to me.
If you pay a lot of attention to the news and if you believe their frame and you let them frame you in a prison, I think, yeah. But I don't know what's changed.
From last year to this year, I feel in better spirits from last year to this year. So,
But that's just mostly because you believe in general, your political team is winning. I don't think it has anything to do
no,
with
I don't have a team. That's what I'm
Biden
saying.
being
Like, I don't have a team. I'm not.
He doesn't
very,
vote.
I don't vote. I'm not political.
Okay.
So I have no skin in the game.
You said you feel more white.
There you go.
I do. No, I feel less white.
Oh, sorry, less white.
Yeah. So maybe that's what's weighing.
Hey,
on
and
me.
I just want you to know that your feelings are valid in this safe space.
Do you think I've become less white over the last year?
I don't think anything about you secretly.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow. This just came into a therapy session. I'm here for it. Full circle, right, Jenna?
Yeah.
Full circle.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. All right, let's go to the meta stuff. Meta, we have SN Zine bundle issues 2 and 3 have just got released from
You want to hold
this
it up?
girl here, not this girl. This girl here. This girl here.
Hey.
There you go. What is that in your hand? Is that a SN Zine pill? Take the pill. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, you like that?
Is that
I
supposed
like
to be a
that.
rock? Oh, that is a rock.
That's Sisyphus right there.
Whoa.
He's-
Pleb issue number 892067.
That's the block
Is that a
height.
phone number? Oh, it's a block height. Oh, and you put the price there.
Is that a phone number? That's your favorite thing. What car identifies things? And that's a phone
Well, it
number.
just feels like a phone number. So random. Where's the issue number? Oh, it's down here. Okay,
yeah,
I
it's
see
number
it there.
3.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Why don't you put the number up there by the issue number?
Because I don't want to.
Okay. Trying to understand this. It's all over
You're
the place.
looking at the front page and the back page.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, yeah, it's all throwing me off now. Okay, you have the
Okay.
number down here. Wait. Okay, then you have text behind here now. Okay, now I see it. What is this? These are just ones and zeros?
Yeah.
Okay. All
the
right.
Matrix.
Okay, cool. Take the pill, exclamation point. Okay, I see it. There's a lot going on here. This is not me critiquing. I'm just taking it all in. Taking it all in. Okay, cool.
What is your critique?
No, I'm just taking it all in. There's
Okay.
a lot here. Last week's zine was the wallet issue, which is available for order now. These two zines will come together as a bundle. I need to get caught up on the current week, so that's how we're doing it. Would you be interested in purchasing all last week's zine as a bundle? Let me know. Oh, wow. Is this it? Can you? Dang.
Also, if you're at the Bitcoin conference and you want number 0,
Oh,
I'm
will
going to
you be
have
there?
a box of those. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a box. We can make some kind of trade, IRL.
What does that stand for?
You don't know what IRL stands for?
No.
Yes.
I'm not telling you.
Okay. You got to know what that stands for. It might mean eternal.
Keyan uses you use a
Eternal
bunch of ones that I don't know all the time.
They're like message board ones mostly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Trump. There's a Trump.
Yeah, I had to print Trump.
There's
Thanks,
a Trump thing
Simple
in
Stacker.
There you go.
But that
Oh.
was another that was a book review from Simple Stacker that I
There's
really
a Game
liked.
Boy in there.
Yeah.
To the article. Dude, this is cool.
I was saying, man.
This is really cool.
I'm trying to make
Wait,
it
what is
cool.
this? Wait. So this is this another part of the zine? Oh, wow.
No, that you're looking at something completely different now.
Oh, whoa.
Just looking at the picture. Full
Dude, I think
size
I like
picture.
it with color better.
I know. It's actually, yeah. Let's get into this because somebody's question on this post was,
Your tips for
is
young
it in color?
pleb. Where did you get this post from? I didn't see this.
That's an old one, and I brought that one up because it's the pleb issue. So I actually just like this is a discussion that like Undisciplined and Elvis Mercury are having about like being able to like make a seamless representation of
School.
conversations and stuff. So I'm kind of because it's the pleb issue. I just like searched in Stacker.News anytime the word pleb was used, and found cool stuff. And I liked that I included there was just like a post that was like, "What's your advice for a young pleb?" And the advice was good, so I put it in there.
Wow.
Timeless.
This is cool. This is really cool. Dang. You know what? I'm going to say this now. You should start signing these. These are going to be worth a lot of money.
Oh, I should start signing them.
Yeah. Calling
Okay.
it now.
But yeah, I should print them in color. So
Yeah. I'm telling you,
that one is in
Stackers,
color.
It's going to be worth a
it's
lot of
for
money.
my-
in color
it's
as
for me.
long as we, I guess, can afford.
It's going to be worth
make
a lot
them
of
in
money
color.
one day. People will be like, were you there for the revolution?
Yeah, definitely. And you'll say,
Blessed are the plebs.
"Yep,
Wow. Who made that?
me."
Oh, whoa. Dude. This is really cool.
And yeah, so in that graphic there, all the words come from people's bios.
Be
So
humble and
that's
evolve.
what comes up.
Is
when
this the
you
Earth
search
or is this a
pleb.
different planet?
Different planet? Try to guess which one.
Iceland?
Iceland, different planet. Yes,
Different planet.
Iceland.
Yeah, that's the one. Elon's gonna take
Titan.
us to.
Titan. This is Titan.
Hopefully.
No, dude, that is our Earth right there.
Where's America?
Where a pleb is trying to be free.
Over here. Oh, I see it sideways. Sideways Earth. This is cool. And then what's this one? Somewhere in the mail? Doxed. Double doxed.
Not really. He covered the information there.
Triple doxed. So they're in the mail?
Yeah. So that one got sent, and somebody got it, and I hope everyone else got theirs.
Inaugural issue.
I just sent out another 4 issues today. So if you
This is
ordered,
the black and white one?
yeah, that's 0.
Oh, wow.
and then
So this
today I
wasn't.
sent
So is
number
this going to
1.
be color then?
That's the fourth scene.
So this will be color going forward.
I hope so. I hope it can be. But the print quality is not as good when I print it in color. I want the print quality to be good. We'll figure it out.
So color going forward.
No, not necessarily, but hopefully.
Yeah.
The problem is cost. We're selling them with shipping for $3 a pop. So that's kind of our target.
Oh yeah, there's another one that got.
And a
that
stamp
got
is
his.
already $1.50. So we
This
have to
is the real
basically get a
Bitcoin
print.
magazine who's posted that.
Yeah,
Yo, David Bailey.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is the real Bitcoin magazine, David Bailey. It's not political. Well, actually, technically it is. we got Trump. We
Yeah.
got Trump in here.
I don't think. I would guess the magazine isn't.
And we
their
got Trump in
primary
here.
business.
Boom. You know what you should try to do?
I don't know.
When you go to the Bitcoin conference,
Uh-huh.
try to get Ross. Try to get one of these to Ross. Albrecht. Or get him to sign it.
Yeah. Wow.
Or get an interview and put him in here. Dude, Ross would totally love this.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I love that 117 put this in here.
All
Let's
right.
just leave it on here. Somebody take a screenshot of this. There you go, Coob.
That was a screenshot sound I tried.
There you go, Coob.
Yeah.
Who's the Darth Coin put a cigar in Keon's face right now with that OG hat and put a caption that says, "Who's the real Rupert Murdoch now?" There you go.
Cool. That'd be cool. I want to be a sailor and old.
Oh my god. It's so beautiful. I think this is really cool. This might be one of the best things you've ever made. And you've made a lot of stuff.
I agree. No, I'm
This
really
might
excited about it too.
This might be one of the best things.
It's awesome. It's really fun.
Yeah, what do you think about it? You don't like to hype things up, but I do.
Oh, we were talking about it. I'm very happy with them. I think people like them. As long as people are enjoying them, I'm into it. I think they're awesome. I like a lot of the original stuff that goes into them. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Stackers, get them while they're hot. Get the next 2 and 3 bundles, maybe, so they can get 1, 2, and 3, or can they just get 2 and 3?
We'll get to
People have already ordered 1, but if you still want to order 1, you can, and then you can also order 2 and 3 while you're there,
Okay.
which will come together.
Cool. Sounds great. And get them at Bitcoin conference as well too. And yeah, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The next top story is actually I got 2 top stories. One of them is the builders territory. So I've been uploading all the announcement videos this week. So uploaded Francisco's Yopaki announcement one that he had. So he did the Yopaki announcement one. I don't know if you saw that one. If you're in the room for that one, Keyan.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but Francisco's a great
Speaker.
great watch, great speaker.
Did one with Jim. Did one where he talked about AI and the frontier of it. Uploaded that one, and then we had Joe Kelly did his with where he was talking about his presentation about the peaks and valleys of building a startup. This one was very informing. Definitely recommend that if you're a founder. It's
Jim told me that one was really good.
It's really good. And then where's the other one? Still need to upload Steven from Atlanta BitLab, and then Austin's from PlebDevs. Need to upload that one. And then I uploaded mine. So you can see Car, talk about Pleb TV stuff, and then some startup school stuff. But yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was new simulation of Titanic sinking confirms historical testimony. So if you didn't know, the Titanic is getting more coverage because it's they're finding out that what they first thought was an initial crack has now turned into not only a crack but a streak across the entire side of the ship. So they reconstructed, with the help of AI, what is now a clear thing here, where not only did it pierce the hull, but it pierced the hull all the way across. So this is the side of the ship, but it went all the way across on the right side, and it really did a doozy on it, dude. So they were saying that they're talking about how they tried to escape, but where is it at? I can't really show. But I think what's really interesting about this, Keyan, is that the Titanic is one of those things where they've been studying it, and it's probably one of the most historical underwater, not only just like excavations, but like it just studied underwater like findings of the past century, but like it really is just like this relic of a sort, right? And we keep going back to it, and they've made movies about it. Obviously, there's the movie The Titanic. James Cameron's a big fan, but they keep coming out with new technology, and there's more findings about it, and this is the latest one. And
it's probably like the best allegory for like hubris.
In what way?
You can build a beautiful, fancy, fantastic ship, but nature destroys it.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I actually wanted to talk about something else. So, there is a conspiracy theory around the Titanic.
No, I thought you were going.
Let's
this way.
go.
So put on your.
I'm already there.
hats.
It's on all the time.
And I'm very much a person who like, I don't like to dabble in the conspiracy arts, but I do like to pay attention to it, because I do think God always finds a way to bring up the darkness, literally, and he'll shed light to it in a number of ways. And I think the Titanic is one of those things where, for whatever reason, it just won't go away. Like, it just won't. Like, it just will not just stay away for whatever reason. And I think there's something to that. And I think there's just something about, like, there's something else that we need to discover with the Titanic. And I think at some point we will discover it. But if you go to, you can do this at home, Stackers. If you just type in Titanic. You type in Titanic conspiracy theories. We'll just go to Wikipedia. Apparently, obviously the one that's the most shared out there is is that it was swapped by J.P. Morgan, that the Olympic, at the time that Titanic was sunk, it was actually the Olympic that was actually sunk, and they said it was the Titanic, so that they can get the insurance claims on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Titanic was never actually sunk. It was the Olympic. So that's one of them.
Because the Titanic is worth more.
Yes. Okay. So I don't think it's that. That's not. So this is the one I really think it is, and this is the one the real crazy one is. So, it's not in here. Wow.
Oh, you're deep into this, huh? It's not even on the Wikipedia page.
So it's here.
It's got to be on Reddit.
No, it's not on Reddit. They don't show the truth. It's actually the Federal Reserve.
It's the Federal Reserve. Because why? Monetary. What was on the Titanic? Gold bars.
Oh, man.
Gold bars that were coming back from...
they try to correct it. So this is where it's not.
From Europe.
They fact-checked it. That's how you know it's a real fact.
Wait, the Titanic went from, like, Britain to New York, right?
Okay, so basically, you guys know the whole Jekyll Island thing, right? So there was two...
I saw the movie.
There was two bankers that were on the Titanic that did not want to go through with the Federal Reserve, and they were on the Titanic, and J.P. Morgan, who owned the company, who owned the Titanic, was supposed to set sail on the maiden voyage, but fell ill right before the Titanic left, and he didn't go on the maiden voyage.
Probably not. So you think he killed all these people?
So they say that it was actually like...
Okay.
They actually say that J.P. Morgan was the one responsible for...
Nose?
Yeah. They say J.P. Morgan
nose?
was... They say that he was
crazy.
Responsible for...
Look up J.P. Morgan's nose, dude.
Hang on. Let me get this. Let me just get the conspiracy theory out. Did you guys hear the conspiracy theory? So they say the Titanic conspiracy theory is that that J.P. Morgan killed those two bankers who didn't want to go through with the Federal Reserve, and that he was supposed to be on the Titanic himself, but he didn't go on it last minute, so to avoid,
because it was a hit.
Yeah, we got that part.
What about his nose?
Do you guys know? What do you think about it? Wait, what do you think about it though?
I think that I think there are very few people that are that evil. No, you need a real picture of him.
Do you not? Dude, the guy looks pretty evil, man.
I don't think
he
I don't
looks
know
a little bit too rounded to be super evil, but I can see it.
Dude, J.P. Morgan.
He does look like he has a black shadow.
He was already really wealthy.
J.P. Morgan is a pretty evil company, man. Come on, seriously.
But his company today is not him. It's not like he's embodied in his company. J.P. Morgan the company can be evil. I don't even know. I don't know much about J.P. Morgan. I don't know, man.
J.P. Morgan feels pretty evil to me, man.
Yeah, but feelings and like reality.
We'll see.
But going back to like your your idea of there being like a darkness about it, kind of like that needs to be unearthed.
I do feel like that's happening.
Because there is, that is true. Like, even to their own peril, people need to get to the Titanic and see what's in there.
I feel like there's going to be some unraveling here. Who knows what it is? We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll never come out. Or
The
maybe
very first episode of...
You said his nose? What's up with his nose?
Yeah, look at it, Google it.
It's just
and
big.
Look at images. No,
Is it just big?
It's huge.
JP Morgan.
He has like JP
He also
Morgan,
screwed over
real
Tesla,
nose.
dude. He did a lot of bad shit in his lifetime. Did you guys not know what JP Morgan did? He's responsible for the Federal Reserve. If he didn't kill those people in the Titanic, let's give him a pass on that.
Okay.
He created the Federal Reserve.
And what does the JP stand for? Jerome Powell?
He created GE, General Electric.
Yep.
I mean, he did a lot of good too, but he wasn't a great guy. All right, here you go.
I can accept that for sure. I'm not saying he's a good guy.
It's probably hard to judge him. Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's sort of like dripping off of his face there.
Yeah. He's got like a glandular
Whoa.
thing. I forget what it's called.
Whoa.
Oh, look how long it is.
Whoa. That's quite a snoofer.
Yeah.
I mean, that just kind of shows you. I mean,
Yeah, I think he deserves.
You don't see a
to have
nose
the
like
nose.
that every day. I don't know if I've ever seen a nose like that.
Yeah, I don't think they really. I think now they can remove the tissue. Safely.
look at this bonus facts.
He
Morgan
was
was
an
originally
avid
slated to
smoker.
travel aboard the Titanic on its maiden voyage. Wow, full circle.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. When the ship sunk, his significant investment in it likewise sank, but he noted to the public perception as robber baron nature, monetary losses amount to nothing in life. It's a life that counts.
That's a publicist answer.
Now he was thinking, I'm going to make a killing on this Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I hadn't considered any of these things, so that'll be fun to think about sometime when I'm bored.
Today I found out. Anyways, that's
Did anyone know what the J and P stands for? JP Morgan?
Johnny Pensworth, probably. Pennyworth. Wasn't it Pennyworth or something? John Pennyworth or something?
Okay.
John JP.
Oh, penny bags.
Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Interesting.
No, that's not his name. I don't know what the JP stands for.
Yeah, why is it such a secret?
Probably something embarrassing. Cool. We're going to jump into
But you can't be embarrassed of your name when your nose looks like that.
John Purple Nose Morgan. May he rest in peace. We're going to jump into Keyan's top stories. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, this is a Steve Jobs interview I found. This one's from, I believe, 94, right before
Magnolia Pictures.
he comes back to Apple, I believe. I shared this earlier this week, but it's a great talk. Just hearing him talk about what
Look at that hair.
motivates him, how he views the people he works with, the types of people he likes to work with.
He has hair like EK.
Sort of.
He is Syrian, half Syrian. Although EK is not Syrian. Anyway, yeah. And then there was another interview. There was another talk that he gave a decade earlier, which was also really good, where he basically describes that I shared, I think this morning or maybe the day before, where he describes it to an audience who isn't familiar with computers or has computers, what a computer is. And I thought it was just probably one of the best succinct descriptions of a computer. He basically said, a computer is a machine that does very dumb and simple things very fast. That's basically how he described it. He's like, he's like, basically it's adding numbers and moving them around, moving numbers around, but it does a lot of them very fast. It's actually not that. He made it seem approachable. It was really well done. And then he describes the future of computers, the internet. This is in '83, before we really had these things. It basically describes him wanting to produce an iPhone in '83. And I don't know, just really, really cool seeing him. He also speaks really well. He doesn't do a lot of ums and ahs, which is very rare. But I really enjoyed these two talks from.
I feel like I've seen this
Jobs.
one before, but
You probably have.
I don't remember. I used to watch a lot of his stuff in the 2000s. Did I ever tell you I used to work at the like in high school? I had this this job that I would go to school, and then I had this like half school thing where I would go help this the school teacher, but like the school teacher would have me just go to do his basic like his work or whatever. But instead of doing work, I would go hang out with the IT guy at the school. Did I ever tell you that?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I would go hang out with this school teacher for like a year, basically. I'd go hang out with this school teacher, and then he would send me to the IT guy to go hang out with him to do his like work. And it was the only school that had Macs. And so anyway, long story short, I would hang out with this IT guy, and he was like obsessed with Macs. And then that school teacher that I was helping, he was like a Vietnam vet who had like missing legs or whatever. And that's why I was helping him. But anyway,
It's not funny.
I just laughing.
No.
Anyway, long story short, they would always talk about Macs, and this was like right when Steve came back, and I didn't know about anything about Steve Jobs or about Macs or anything. Like maybe I knew about an Apple machine, but I didn't have any idea. And they would just talk about Macs the whole time, so they like kind of psyoped me into like liking Macs too. But they were like super expensive, and that's how I knew about Macs, was like in whenever that was, like 97 or 98 or whatever. And yeah, and then like that whole year I just was using Macs, and I would ask the dumbest questions, and they would talk about Steve Jobs and like all this stuff. And I remember the way they would talk about him, like he was like some god or something. This was like around that time.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking at the time, I was just like, the way they talked about him was just so weird.
Right.
But the older I got, the more I realized like why there was this kind of this reverence for him. Yeah. But it wasn't until much, much later in the 2000s once I realized why people revered the guy.
How old do you think he is in this interview?
Like 37 or 38 maybe.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is after he like came to Pixar and then founded Pixar.
Yeah, he's the
Or not founded Pixar, but
yeah, CEO of Pixar, CEO of Next Year, right before he goes back to Apple.
I tried to read the biography that was written about Steve Jobs. It's a thick boy.
Walter Isaacson.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just got through the part where he was doing a lot of acid. That's like the most memorable thing I took away from it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is awesome.
I didn't read that one. I listened to it though, but it was a great one. I love the ending.
Is it inspirational?
It's very inspirational. I think if you're an entrepreneur, it's a must read. I think if you want to be a founder, it's a must read because it talks about all sorts of like I don't know. He wasn't a religious guy, or I think he was like into like Hindu, or he must have been like into. He was kind of like he was like really a big fan of the Beatles, and like he was into arts and stuff like that. So he believed in
Right.
in the arts. So he understood like a lot of like, I don't want to say Catholic beliefs, but a lot of things that Catholics believe in about symmetry and about things in thirds and all that kind of stuff, like stuff that you inherently know as a Catholic. And you see that in the way he does art and stuff like that. So he understood the arts and stuff like that. But there is, I forget where I was getting at this, but I do think that book, like understanding where he came from and understanding the way he looked at things, it's a good like baseline to be a founder. I think it should be must reading for a founder. I think.
You think so, Keyan?
I don't really remember my reading of it. I remember enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it's the first time we kind of learned about his temperament. It tends to be kind of very high-strung, demanding.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I read it a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Because he talks about his mistakes. Like he talks about because he was young and successful, and he talks about like his mistakes. And then when he went to Pixar, he realized what he had done wrong the first time he went to when he was running Apple, because he would pit teams against each other. And then when he went to Pixar, he realized like he had just like these creative like masterminds. And then when he went back to Apple, he kept it really simple. And
He talks a lot about that in this interview, but I don't remember that, and I just watched this. But he talks a lot about John Scully, who is I think he brought on as a CEO to kind of help him, and how that kind of just created the wrong culture.
Yeah.
And that was maybe the biggest mistake that he had made.
Culture is so vulnerable.
It is. It's very vulnerable. It's elusive.
Yeah.
But it seems like his method for establishing culture is just finding the right people.
yeah, it was good. It's a good book.
Yeah.
It's a good book. I don't know how we got started about the book, but yeah, I'll check it out. I like his. There's another one that he did where he talks about like when the way he would run different sorts of aspects of his company, like when he came back to Apple, like how he would run his PR, and then how he would run the marketing, and then how he would run his talent, and how he would leave certain people alone, and he even talked about it. He would just like, some people are artists, you just leave them alone, and then some other people need to be handheld more, and then he would treat everybody like as their own person, and I 100% agree with that. Like, I think you have to treat people differently, and I think he talks about a lot about that.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't treat everybody the same. You should
Yeah.
treat everybody uniquely different, and I think he does that very, very well. Because I think that's a mistake a lot of leaders make, is they treat everybody the same.
It takes a lot of energy to treat people differently.
But you get the best results.
Because you have to understand people, and that takes time.
Yeah, but you get the best results that way.
Or does it take time? Do you think you're just supposed to meet someone and then understand exactly who they are?
It's not that. I don't think it takes that long to understand people.
Because you seem to be someone who does understand people on a level that's deeper than most.
I accept people. That's part of understanding them, I think.
I think if you really care about people, you will listen and you will do what's best for them,
Yeah.
irregardless of the outcome. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, obviously you want them to stay, but like at the end of the day, if you really do care about them, then you'll just do what's best for them.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And then you won't. I mean, you care about the outcome.
Because then you're letting yourself kind of be led by intuition.
Well, you're letting yourself be led about what's best for them and not what's best for you.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
That's a big that's a big
and that
difference.
actually keeps people and doesn't push them away.
Right.
And then you just let God decide the rest. Boom, full circle.
Shout out to God.
Jobs.
Boom, Jobs. Anyways, yeah.
Shout out to God and Steve Jobs.
Need to watch. Oh, at the end, he did talk about. At the end of the book, though, he did say he says that he sees a bunch of light at the end. That, or maybe it was Walter Isaacson. He says that he sees light because he was dying.
Yeah.
And they were seeing him, and then he said that his wife said that he just kept seeing. He was like, "Oh, look at all that beautiful light! Look at all that beautiful light!" And then that was like the last thing that he said before he died. Pretty cool. Anyways,
Really neat.
that's all we got. We're gonna jump into the top Cowboys, baby, with the sunshine stuff and the sunshine shining. You want to be a cowboy, baby. Blockchain Boog, number 5. 117, still number 4. Undisciplined, number 3. Coob, number 2. The person that should not be named, number 1. Darth Coin, number 7. Number 8, still stacking after all these years. Number 9, Coins Reporter. Public Enemy, number 10. Satsora, number 12. Number 14, EK. 15.
I don't think that's EK.
Oh, really?
I don't think EK hides.
EK doesn't? Oh, yeah, you're right. He's 28, yeah. Or 26.
Yeah, he lost.
Man, look at all these 32, 33, 34 all hiding. Dang, dude. What's going on?
I keep losing my cowboy hat.
Dude,
I
Carter's
just
number 55.
can't make it.
Peter Todd. Where are you at?
I'll be way far. I won't even be on here because I just got my cowboy hat today.
Albie 72. Dang. Agoria is 83.
Hey.
Club Lab's 99. Boom.
Look at me in Austin, 95, 97.
Wow.
And then Club Lab,
Tip
99.
Tip NZ's 96.
Yeah,
Wow.
Tip
Tip's
made
back?
a post today. Or was it today?
Tip came back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember when she used to post all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coins Reporter number 9. There you go. That's the Cowboy
But we all
segment.
know who number 1 is.
I
No,
do.
we don't.
I do.
I definitely know.
Even
who
I
it
don't
is.
know.
You've got to know who it
Even
is.
Come
I
on.
don't know.
Because who's missing from this list that's very present?
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I kind of do. I could say it, but I won't.
No,
Out
you're
of
not supposed
respect.
to.
Cool. I think that's all of them. I think that's it. That's all we got. Let's jump into the fountain boost. Boost your favorite sayings. Yeah, this was a weird post. So we had post last week from Bitcoin Dev mailing list. Blockchain Boost says, talk stonks, earn sats. Head over to Stacker Stonks. Is this something? Yeah, Stacker Stonks. I don't know what that is. Oh, he's shilling his territory.
Yeah.
So Stacker Stonks.
Oh, I missed that. So that's new.
Stacker Stonks.
No, that's
is
been there for a while.
Oh, okay.
Stacker Stonks is a territory for all things stonks. What's stonks again? Oh, stocks?
Yeah.
Like
Like equity in companies that you buy
Oh,
on the public markets.
okay. I was trying to figure out what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Blockchain Book. Sometimes I can't read.
SS Pod until SNL.
Undisciplined says, I can't believe no one caught SS Pod until SNL. I don't know what that means.
No one caught Stacker Sports Pod. Oh, SS. I see.
Okay.
The
And
SS Pod.
Oh,
Like,
because
get in the SS Pod and you'll be saved.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think they were talking about Austin was talking about Nazis, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because SS is like short for Nazis, right, Ted?
Wait, how would Ted know?
That's a great answer, Ted.
Ted's white.
Ted wouldn't know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to other you for being white here.
That's super
This is a safe space. Come on.
super messed
That's
up.
now.
Okay.
We don't see your
Maybe
lack
maybe
of
you
color.
only maybe if you have color, maybe you're a little more acutely aware.
How do you
of
even
the
know that?
symbology of Nazis?
Zap. Gray Ruby said zap.
Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Greg,
I just don't. I want to make sure I didn't offend
We're off
Ted.
of a ledge here that I'm not sure I want to be on.
The top comment right there.
Somebody said something about NPR at the top.
That's what I'm trying to get to, but you guys want to talk about something
No,
else.
let's go. We're done.
Okay.
Your
The
fly is down, Ted.
top. The top.
SS
that
pod
real?
there. Yeah.
The top comment this week was from
Close
user
up the hatch.
401 said, "Congrats to Stacker.News Live for joining NPR. I'm excited to hear you guys come on after all things considered." So to my knowledge, unless Keyan signed a deal, we're not on NPR. But I don't know. Keyan, are we on NPR?
I like
I didn't
that.
sign any deal. They might
I like that a lot.
They
I
don't-
think that's fair. I think that's deserved.
Not public radio.
Did we sign a deal to NPR?
I don't know why you're following this troll's comment.
Because Car identifies things
I'm just making sure. I'm just
really
like,
well.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
that's
just wanna
you.
make sure,
Look,
I
that's
just want to make
Keyan.
sure we get paid.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Make
At
sure we
least-
get
at least
paid.
It's my cousin, maybe.
Okay. Oh, lightning. Oh no, that's not us. It's like lightning strikes. I mean, all right. So
Are you
we're
expecting to find?
You're just on the front page of NPR, and you're
Just want to make sure we would be in a culture, right?
yeah,
Probably
definitely
pop culture, maybe.
technology, probably.
I mean,
Yeah,
Wait,
you'll find it
NPR
here
doesn't
soon.
talk about technology though, because that's evil.
I could see us being right here.
Yeah, there's
Like, yo.
you.
Yeah, like yeah, dude. Look, my face would totally be on NPR.
Yeah, you have cleavage like that.
Look at this. I could totally look. A yellow. Look, is that you right there? No, that's something else.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah. That's my
Anyway,
cousin,
okay, so we're, as far as
Khalil.
I know, we're not on NPR. But maybe the only other thing I could think of was maybe we said something super like NPR-ish, maybe. And maybe he was making fun of us.
No,
You know, there's definitely fun being had here, and I'm with it. I like the fun.
So what was it?
I
Is
don't
it because
think
we have a
talked-
woman on the podcast? You think?
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Oh, that makes sense now.
Oh, is only NPR have women on?
Yeah, I think so.
Are we like the only other podcast?
Well, NPR has men, but one woman, and so that
Oh.
qualifies equity.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what's equity?
I don't know. I haven't listened to
I'm an
NPR
ally.
in like 5 years, so I don't know.
I was thinking we're more like Conan's show. You ever see Conan's show where Conan has like one woman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
In the band.
No, it's like Conan needs a friend.
Oh.
Conan
Okay.
needs.
Never been a big fan of Conan
Oh
O'Brien.
wow, he's great. Yeah, like he'll have like a podcast, and it'll like literally just be like one woman talking the whole time. Let me see. Poor
Are you
Conan.
calling Conan a woman?
No, look, there he goes. He'll have like a podcast, but he'll have like just like one woman on his show.
Little ornament. Yeah.
See, that'll be like the one woman that I have on.
Oh,
the
he has
show.
a co-host.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's
Female
that's me.
co-host.
And but they have like a guest, but he'll have like one woman. That's it.
Right.
So is he?
You know
on
who else
NPR?
does that? Dax Shepard on his podcast.
Oh, does he?
He has
Oh.
one woman with him.
Oh, well, maybe that's.
And
what
you know,
we're-
that's what they call equity right there. So in practice.
Are you saying equality?
No, equity is the word that goes further than equality. Because equality is we all get the same, but equity is since I've been oppressed for years, now I get more so I can catch up to you.
Wow.
You've been missing all of the cultural language that's been invented of the last 10 years.
That's why I'm a boomer, a millennial boomer.
That was basically what's her name's platform was equity. Kamala's.
I was hearing something this week where they were talking about how like millennials want to be all like distinguished and buttoned up and like, you know, like and then like boomers are like, oh, what's going on, like, oh, like, you know, oh, we'll just blow up the world. And then like Gen Z are like, dude, let's just vibe out, let's just eat chocolate milk or whatever.
Yes.
And
And weed.
and what do you think, Keyan,
About what?
about that statement where millennials are like, can we just be serious now? Like, can we just like, I think that's so true. I think there's just a generational thing where millennials are very like, we're like always serious all the time.
Yeah.
We're always like super serious.
No, like I would go further than serious. I would say boring.
I think so, dude. I actually think so. Like the more and more I think about it, the more I realize like we're always fucking serious. I think it's because 2001 fucked us up, and then 2008,
And then 2020.
and then our boomer parents were just like not giving a shit.
I think some of this generational stuff is a bit like horoscopes. I think, you know, you say millennials are serious, and then you begin identifying in your memory instances where millennials are serious, and then you're like, it's true. Or you could say millennials don't give a shit, and I could go. And
I don't know. I think millennials would give a shit a lot. When was the time millennials didn't give a shit?
they aren't buying houses, having kids. They don't give a shit. How about that? Is that good?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So there you go. And you could just keep going like that all day. You can't make this stuff up.
Can't make this stuff up.
You can make this stuff up. That's what's cool about the human brain.
All right, we're gonna
Just
end
like
it.
they
doesn't know
make
the
up
difference.
horoscopes.
That's
All right,
true.
We're gonna end it right there once this dove passes by.
But you have to ask about the weekend.
Oh yeah, Keyan, what do you do this weekend?
Yeah, we didn't do any of this yet. I don't know. I was thinking about going to a Austin FC game.
Oh, you've never been before.
I've never been to an Austin
Oh.
FC game.
You should go.
The last soccer game I went to was a girls' soccer game in Portland, the Portland Roses.
Why'd you have to say it was girls?
Equity. Got to bring them up because they're oppressed, dude.
Wait, are women still oppressed?
Of course they are. Car. How
I
dare
didn't
you?
know.
Look at this is a man's hat. I only sell men's hats. I don't sell bonnets.
Hey, this is Trump's America. Hey, this is Trump's America.
Yeah, car. What world are you?
He moved-
I don't think women are oppressed.
He moved the Overton window.
Anyway, I found out the train goes right to the
Oh yeah, it does.
stadium. So I'm like, oh, because that's like my main opposition to everything is, do I have to drive? And if I don't have to drive,
Yeah.
I will go. So I'm thinking of going. They're playing LA Galaxy.
Yeah. You'll see.
I'm just thinking about. I probably won't go.
You'll see our boy Matthew McConaughey there.
Oh, does he play soccer?
No, he owns part of the team.
Oh,
Yeah. If you see him, tell him what's up.
Is it in Pflugerville or where do they
No,
play?
It's like right there by
it's
the.
like North Austin.
It's like by there by
but I
the.
don't know exactly.
It's by the only Wiener Schnitzel in town.
A wiener?
Wiener Schnitzel. It's by the only hot dog chain in town. It's pretty close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
Car
like,
knows where all hot dogs are at all times.
So there's this
man.
great hot dog chain called Wiener Schnitzel in Corpus, and the only one in town is literally by the stadium. Every time I'm by that place, I go get a schnitzel dog.
Nice.
Anyways, it's
Wow.
a German thing.
yeah. It's like 20 minutes by train, so it's pretty close.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to go probably, but I'm thinking about it. So that's.
Oh, you should totally go.
I should, but I probably won't
Yeah.
go.
But you went to the rodeo.
I did go to the rodeo. So what
Yeah.
has to happen is my wife has to
Like sign off on it.
want to go.
But she doesn't care for soccer that much, or
No,
not?
she'll probably want to go if I tell
okay.
her about.
Dude,
if I tell her about
soccer's
it, she'll wanna
fun.
go. It is fun.
Soccer's a lot of.
I just
fun.
like. Oh, do we have a? Oh, you mean Ren Fair? Yeah, there's a Ren Fair north of Houston. It's like the biggest Ren Fair in the world. I
Oh
think.
wow! Is it this
And
weekend?
It's summer. Yeah, I think it's summer through
Oh wow!
fall.
Ren
Really?
Fair.
Is that long?
Isn't that when we were talking?
I thought it was like
about-
a month long.
I thought it was really long. But
Oh,
people,
okay.
it's like their whole career.
Oh the.
Oh yeah, there is one
Sherwood-
locally. Yeah.
Sherwood Falls Fair.
Yeah.
Oh. What?
Dude, this looks fun.
Oh my God, Ted's giving away Bitcoin at the Ren Fair.
Wow.
I want to go.
Okay.
35 miles east of Austin.
Yeah, I had an Uber driver telling me about this. Sherwood
Is that
Forest
it?
Fair.
I met a person named Sherwood.
Was he like? Does he have long hair?
No, he was
Oh.
into EDM pretty heavy.
Okay, that's like a modern hippie.
Yeah.
McDade.
Very
Old
cool.
Highway 20. Just pull up on 1830 Old Highway 20.
Anyway, what are you doing this weekend, Car?
It's Palm Sunday, so probably go to church. But I want to go finish off watching the Chosen. I saw part 1 this week. I want to watch part 2. This is where Jesus flips the tables. He goes to Holy Week and he flips the
Yeah.
tables on all the Pharisees.
Badass Jesus.
Badass Jesus. So I want to go watch that.
Jesus the
And
Marvel.
then Judas goes and like turns him in. It's gonna be pretty heart wrenching.
This is when all this shit starts to hit the fan in the Bible.
Yeah, and then part 3 comes. I think part 3 comes out today, so I want to probably finish that off at some point next week, and then Holy Week's next week. So we'll have Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and then Easter Vigil on Saturday. So I'll probably go to that, and then Easter Sunday, next Sunday.
I was in Spain for Holy Week accidentally one time.
Oh, it was amazing, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was really a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it next week. Like, I'm really looking forward to next week because it'll be fun. This week, I've just been doing a lot of reflecting on just a lot of stuff. I had some really cool dreams this week. I can't, like, put it into words, but I want to do some writing at some point this weekend as well, too. Have a lot to
Sounds
say.
nice. How about you,
Yeah,
Jana? What are
that's
you
cool.
doing?
I am working at the gardens.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
and
How's
get
that
your
going?
organics. It's going really well. I like being there. It's very pleasant and peaceful. Everybody is quite gay, but that's fine. We get along.
You mean they're happy?
Yeah.
They have,
And they like people of the same sex.
okay. They're both. They often come together like that.
Do anybody, like, have they married a plant yet or anything? Has that
Married a
happened?
plant.
Yeah. Has that happened yet?
That's a great question. I don't
just
know.
curious.
I'll have to ask around.
How's Biscuit?
Biscuit is a goat, and he's a lonely goat, but he has a little stuffed goat friend. He's always just sitting next to that guy.
Oh no,
And
that makes it more sad.
I know it is sad because goats aren't supposed to be alone, but I think his other pals have like passed on, and so
Wait,
I don't know. Just pray
who's
for Biscuit.
Who's Biscuit?
Biscuit's a goat at the gardens. He lives there, but just keep him in your prayers because
How old
I kind
is
of get the
Biscuit?
vibe from him that he's a little bit lonely.
How
I don't
old
know.
is-
He's mature. I don't know how old, but
Oh wow.
he's got his little stuffed animal friend. He's got some chickens. The chickens are kind of mean, but
Yeah, it's not good company for a goat.
not good company for a goat. So just remember Biscuit.
Dang. Well, hang in there, Biscuit.
That's right. Everyone out there, hang in
Cool.
there.
EK, what are you doing this weekend?
Good question. Maybe program something that's just not Stacker.News.
There's did you see the Black Mirror episode, the new one, Plaything?
There's a new Black Mirror.
Yeah,
When did it come out?
I think this week.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
There's one specifically called Plaything that it's pretty dark, but it's a good kind of dark. It's
If I were Netflix, I'd just make Black Mirror episodes all the time. There's so many great science fiction short stories that they could just be.
that's what
There are so many great ones.
that's what MTV did with Ridiculousness, and that didn't turn out well. So,
Well, you have to get the right showrunner.
uh,
So
anyways, but yeah, Playthings. It's kind of it's like a developer one.
Are you hating on Rob Dyrdek?
is Rob Dyrdek? He runs.
Ridiculousness? He's the host.
Was he the host?
Yeah, but like at some
Wasn't that a reality TV show?
no, but at some point they just all they did was just run Ridiculousness 24/7.
Well,
because,
he did have a reality show,
but
but
that
he
was
also had
that was the only thing that
I think I
made them
watched
money. So
Ridiculousness.
they kind of they put themselves.
I mean,
into
Ridiculousness was AFV. It was America's Funniest Home Videos.
no, but they put themselves into a
box.
box, yeah, and they couldn't get out of it.
A coffin, really.
Yeah,
He was fun. I did.
it kind of
watch him.
replaced. Yeah, I mean, YouTube kind of replaced MTV in a lot of ways.
That's true.
Anyways, what I was going to say though is you should watch Plaything. I think you'll like it. If you're a developer, you'll like it.
Oh, you should watch all the Black Mirrors. Well, maybe definitely the first season, a little bit from the second season.
Car,
Excuse me.
you started this episode saying it's nothing to sneeze about, and here you go.
Oh.
Dude, full circle.
No, the latest
It's a
dude,
lot. We have a lot to sneeze
the
about,
latest
right?
the season though, it's terrible. It's not as good as the last year's, but the first episode's really good, and then second episode's trash, third episode's trash.
Okay, so I'll hate the first one. I'll
The
like
the third one's
second
really
one.
good though. Third one's really good.
Sweet.
Anyways.
I love Black
What does
Mirror.
EK want to say? EK wants to say something.
Oh,
Yeah, you sneeze very cute car.
Wow, EK hitting on Car.
EK. Me and EK spent a lot of time together.
Yeah,
So
that's
he's
sweet.
Blah blah.
Sneezing in each other's
Oh.
faces. Do it again,
Okay.
Car.
Keon's just jealous because EK sits next to me all day. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Stackers, have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Zach.
Keon.